gonna start off with the Mario Badescu facial spray. This is just gonna prep my skin for my makeup and just hydrate it a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with the NYX Angel Veil Primer and the Revolution Baking Drops. These two together, baby, let me tell you, like, they leave my skin looking flawless. So I'm just gonna go ahead and shake up the baking oil, and I'm going to just drop a few drops on my, I'm just gonna drop a drop on my forehead, down the left side of my cheek and the right side of my cheek. Rub it in just a little bit so it doesn't like drip onto my clothes. And then I'm gonna take like a dime-sized amount of the primer and mix that in and just rub it all together. So I plan to wear a matte lipstick today, and y'all know when you wear a matte lipstick, your lips can start looking dry and crusty, so I'm just gonna moisturize them. That's me taking an eating break because I'm fat. I was gonna include eyebrows in here, y'all, but this video would have been 30 minutes long and nobody's not finna sit here and watch that because I know I wouldn't. So I will do a like eyebrow tutorial. So I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in 360 Mocha. I'm just gonna pour that into the back of my hand. I'm taking the Morphe M438 brush, which is my favorite foundation brush. And I'm just going to start off by patting the foundation in the middle of my face. I'm not swiping, I'm not, I'm not doing any swiping motions. I'm just pushing it in. And if you notice, I'm only staying in the center of my face. Like, I'm not working my way out yet. I'm just gonna focus on the center. That way, most of the product is in the middle of my face. And when I start to, blend towards the edges, it's not gonna look like I'm wearing a mask. So yeah, so when I get to the edges of my face, that's when I start doing like circular motions. So I'm not patting no more like you've seen me doing with the middle of my face. I'm going to blend it out in circular motions just to diffuse the product. It just makes sure, it's blended and you don't look like you're wearing a mask. So yeah. Now I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Conceal, but this is in the color medium beige. I'm just gonna take a small Wet n Wild concealer brush and use that to apply the product to my eye, and then I'm going to take my ring finger and just pat and push that in to blend it. Now I'm taking the Armed and Gorgeous palette by Jaclyn Hill, and I'm taking the e.l.f. blending eye brush, and I'm just going to dig into the colors Access and Agent and mix those together. I'm going to start from the outer corner of my eye and just start in circular sweeping motions. And I'm going to first start off with applying most of the product on the outer corner and then working my way in. Now I'm taking the color Smooth Criminal from the same palette, and I'm taking this e.l.f. eye crease brush, and I'm just going to pat that product into my crease. If you noticed before, I put the other eyeshadow a little bit more higher up, like above my crease, which is my transitioning shade. This shade I'm going to actually put in my crease, and this is just going to add dimension and add levels to your eyeshadow look. After you pat that eyeshadow in, just make sure you build it up to the color you want. After you get the color you want, that's when you start to sweep back and forth to blend it out so it doesn't look like a harsh line. I'm taking that same e.l.f. blending eye brush, the same one we used when we put our first eyeshadow color on, and I'm just gonna go in between the first eyeshadow and the second eyeshadow and just blend out right in between the two, just to diffuse them and blend them together. So I didn't add any extra product on this brush. I'm just blending the two colors. Now I'm taking this color Classified in the same palette. I'm just gonna use my finger because I feel like with glitter eyeshadows, when you use your finger, it kind of like applies better. So yeah, I'm just gonna use my finger and pat that into the inner portion of my eye. I'm gonna leave the middle blank for now because I'm gonna go in with a different color. Okay, y'all, so I pointed to the wrong color, my bad, but I used the color Guilt Trip, and I'm going to take that same finger. I did wipe off the other eyeshadow, and I'm just going to focus this color in the middle portion of my eye, and I'm going to leave the outer V corner blank for now because we're going to add another color. So yeah, just focus this and pat it in. Don't swipe, don't do any of that, just pat it. Now I'm going to take the color Smooth Criminal again, and I'm going to take that eye blending brush, and I'm just gonna take that and just push that color in and kind of like do sweeping motions. You're gonna see, yeah, right there, and that's gonna kind of blend and diffuse the two colors together so it doesn't look like you just have like a harsh line right there. So basically about makeup is just diffusing harsh lines and blending. So that's the key. If you take one thing from this video, take my advice on blending. Like, blending is key. Now I'm gonna take the NYX liquid matte eyeliner, and I'm just gonna start off by lining my eye. I start off in the middle, then I work my way into the inner corner, and then I start my wing. So this is not really gonna be a wing tutorial, so I'm not gonna go all into it. You can kind of just watch. If y'all want like a tutorial and want me to go in depth and explain, then just let me know. Now I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Conceal, but this is in the color Fawn, and I'm going to put this product on the back of my hand. Putting product on the back of your hand kind of warms it up and just gets it ready to be applied to your skin. So I do like that method, and I actually recently just learned it from watching somebody's YouTube channel. So I'm going to take that what is that? It's the Wet n Wild small concealer brush. Thank you, Nessa. If y'all watch her channel, I got this tip from her. I love this brush. I use it for like everything. So I'm going to take that brush and just apply that concealer underneath my eye, kind of clean up my wing with it. When you do apply your concealer with a brush, it applies it more like full coverage. When I use the actual applicator that comes with the LA Girl Pro Conceal, it kind of applies it streaky and like patchy, and I don't like that. So I use a brush just to ensure full coverage. I'm gonna kind of bring it up onto my nose because I have a flat, wide nose. So the more you bring the product in like on your nose, the more skinnier your nose is gonna look. If you don't want your nose to look skinny because it's already skinny, do not bring your concealer as far in as I did. Kind of leave it more outwards so that you don't, make your nose disappear. So when it comes to highlighting my nose, I do use that same brush, but you can see that I'm using like the edge of it, if that makes sense, to make like a really super skinny line. So I'm not gonna use it like flat. I'm gonna turn it to the side and use the skinny part of the brush to get a really skinny line, because baby, we want this nose to be snatched, okay? Like, we want our shit to be snatched. So now I'm going in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal, but this is in the color Dark Cocoa. I'm gonna use that to contour my face. This color is not like very dark, as you can tell. This is just gonna give me a light contour because I'm going for a soft glam. I'm not going for nothing too harsh. So yeah, I'm gonna use a very light contour color and just put that in the hollows of my cheek, my forehead, and I'm gonna go ahead and go down my nose as well. Now I'm taking that same foundation brush. I'm just gonna take the edge of the brush and just like blend out the concealer. The concealer. And I kind of smile because I like to do that little curve just to kind of enhance my cheekbones. I just love the way it looks. And I'm just gonna like blend back and forth and blend that color out. All right, y'all, and if you didn't know, I'm just gonna say it. My beauty blender, it's actually not even a beauty blender. It's a Real Technique sponge, which is the drugstore version of a beauty blender. So this sponge, I keep calling it beauty blender and it's not, but same difference anyway. So this sponge has been damp the whole time. It's not super wet, but it's not dry. So just have your sponge damp. This is going to melt and blend the product seamlessly. And I'm just going to lightly push the concealer up underneath my eye. I'm not going to sweep or anything. Like, I'm just going to just push that in because you don't want to mess up what you created as far as the shape of the concealer. You don't want to bring it down too far. So yeah, just push, don't sweep. Now I'm just going to take the sponge and just try to like marry the concealer and the contour color together and just like push them together. So I'm just going to take that sponge and just blend everything out and make sure there's no harsh lines. Count how many times I say harsh lines in this video, because I swear I done said it about 15 times already. But y'all need to get the point, okay? We do not want harsh lines. And I'm probably going to say it like 10 more times, so be prepared. So now I'm taking the sponge, I dipped it in some powder, I just blew off the excess powder, and I'm just trying to like really snatch my nose. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to apply like not a lot of product, but I'm gonna like let that sit and just kind of let that part bake because I don't bake like underneath my eyes or the rest of my face. I just bake like right there on my nose because I want my nose to look very snatched. As far as like the excess powder, I'm just gonna use that and just push it into everywhere I highlighted, like underneath my eyes, around my mouth, on my chin, and my forehead, and just take the excess powder and just push that in. So now I'm taking the Black Radiance True Complexion medium to dark palette. I'm gonna use that to contour my face, and I'm taking this e.l.f. What's it called? It's called the e.l.f. Airbrush Blender, and I like this brush because it's like it was like $3, and it just diffuses makeup so effortlessly, like especially contour, bronzer, and blush. I use this brush for everything. But I'm just going to pat that into the contour color, pat it into my face just to assure color. So I'm not going to blend anything yet. I'm just going to pat just to make sure I like, the darkness and like the color. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to start blending. Yeah. Just realized I didn't even tell y'all what setting powder I was using. So I'm using the Revolution baking powder in the color Banana. If I did skip anything as far as like products, I'm gonna list everything down in the description box anyway. So if you want to know what I used, there's gonna be a list of it in my description box. So don't forget to check that out. So I'm gonna wipe off the excess powder off of my brush with some tissue. Then I'm gonna go in with a Black Radiance blush, and this is my new favorite blush. It's just a very pretty, like corally reddish. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just very pretty. It was $3 off Amazon because I could not find it in stores anywhere. I'm gonna take that same brush and just pat that in, onto my cheek. I just always pat first just to ensure I like the color, and then once I know that I like the amount, that's when I start to blend. as you can see, there's obviously a harsh line right there in between where I put the blush and where the highlight is. So what I'm gonna do is take that damp sponge, I didn't add any product on it, and I'm just gonna like just tap on that line. That's what I'm doing. I'm just diffusing that line. Like, you see how it's just, the line's just disappearing and everything just looks married together, and just like everything just looks as one. It doesn't look like 1, 2, 3, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it doesn't look choppy. Now it looks blended. Like, look at it compared to the other side. You can see the line, like, not cute. So I'm just gonna take that sponge and just blend it, honey. Just blend it until you cannot blend anymore. Now I'm taking the same Black Radiance contour palette, and I'm actually using the same eyeshadow brush I use for my eye look. It is the Blending Eye Brush by e.l.f. I'm just taking that and just lightly starting in, as you can see I'm starting from the top of my eyebrow, kind of working my way down. And this is just contouring my nose and just really giving my nose a shape. And I'm snatching it. I'm snatching my nose. So yeah, and then once I kind of like assure the product like I do with everything else, then that's when I'm gonna like go up and down in up and down motions and just blend it so that it looks seamless. So this is a drugstore brush too. I just do not know the name of it right now. So if I can find it, I will leave it in the description box. But you can really use any brush for this, because we're just gonna go ahead and just dust away that powder. And I'm just doing that in an upwards motion. So just dust away that powder with any brush you have, but preferably a smaller one. Now I'm just going to dip my sponge in the setting powder, and I'm just going to clean up that contour. This is just to make sure the contour is not, you know, going too far down. I don't want to look like I have like a 5 o'clock shadow, like beard type action. Yeah, so I'm just going to take that and just clean it up. I'm taking the same eyeliner I actually use for my eyebrows, because this is the eyeliner and a lip liner. So I'm going to use that to line my lips. I did add the NYX lingerie in the color Sandstorm, except for I didn't like how, like, I like that color, I just didn't like how it came out because I didn't add enough lip liner, I guess. My lips look too ashy and dry. Y'all are gonna see that. But I'm gonna fix it. So I'm using right now the Wet n Wild Mega Length Waterproof Mascara. It was literally $2 at Target. And I'm actually going to go back in, except for to my lower lash line, and I'm going to add the color Prowl, which is just a dark brown color, just to kind of add something there so it's not blank. And I actually would add that before you add the mascara. I just forgot. So add that eyeshadow to your bottom lash line before you even add mascara. Now I'm taking the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I'm just going to spray my face. And I like to do this before I apply highlighter, because it applies your highlighter like better. It just makes it show up better. Just showing y'all these hair clips I got from Fashion Nova. I'm gonna put these in my hair, but I wanted to use it as a fan. But yeah, so then I'm gonna use the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter, and this is in the color Molten Gold. Favorite drugstore highlighter, like, period. I love it. It is so pretty. Like, it's just the perfect gold for a brown skin, honey. Okay, it's just beautiful. So I'm going to use that same brush I used to dust away the nose powder, and I'm just going to apply that to my cheek. And yeah, I'm just gonna apply that to my cheek, try to blend it out. You're gonna notice that with this brush, it doesn't really apply highlight. Like, it applies highlighter well, but it doesn't blend well. That's what I should say. Because look at that line. It just looks like a harsh line. And, you know, we not going for them type of vibes, okay? So I'm going to take that sponge and just blend out where I said that harsh line was, to kind of diffuse it, because I don't like a streak of highlight. I'm going to spray my face again just to seal everything in. And yeah, I'm going to wipe my lips off. I'm going to go in with more lip liner. As you can see, I just kind of like left the middle part of my bottom lip open. And I'm just going to dab. This is the NYX, what is this? I just said it. I be forgetting names too quick. This is the NYX Liquid Suede in the color Sandstorm. I'm just gonna apply a few dots and just pat my lips together. And this is the final look, y'all. I really hope y'all like it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all took away a lot of tips from this video and learned a lot of stuff. If y'all want to see more makeup tutorials, let me know. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.